I think that he absolutely does not want a ceasefire. And I would say, I think it's a win for Putin to actually get this meeting in the first place with President Trump in Alaska, of all places. But Putin thinks he's winning the war right now and that time is on his side. So I don't think he's altered any of his demands. I don't think he's negotiating in good faith. And why would he declare that that he would support a ceasefire when the only way that he will actually agree to that is on terms that neither Ukraine nor Europeans would agree to?
So, what is a quote unquote win for President Trump here in this meeting in Alaska?
So I think a win would be, I think what President Trump is looking to do is to arrange that second meeting with Putin and with Zelensky. So that trilateral meeting, which President Trump has said and dangled that it could be as early as this weekend and in Alaska. But I do not think that that the Ukrainians have high hopes in that President Putin will actually agree to meet Zelensky. He has not done so in the past.
What do we know about the discussions that President Trump, President Zelensky had with European Union leaders earlier this week? Do we know what was agreed upon there at all?
Well, I think that the Europeans made very clear what their position is on Ukraine and what Ukraine's position is. I think that they want the just and lasting peace, and they want respect for international law and the principles of independence and sovereignty. And this is one of the big sticking points, a Ukraine that can defend itself effectively. And one of the key asks of President Putin is a demilitarized Ukraine. Now, Ukraine has, in the meantime, been building up some really both indigenous military capacity that is cutting edge. It was one of the key pillars of the Soviet defense industrial economy. So they actually have the expertise, right, the capability. Having a militarized Ukraine is really foundational, right, for Ukraine to defend itself.
Explain the economic reality of the map, Heidi, which you have memorized, and Paul and I can't pronounce it. But basically, eastern Ukraine from the north down to the south, and down to the Black Sea, and of course down below that Crimea of a decade ago. What's the economic advantage of Mr. Putin to own that territory?
Well, I mean, it's obviously resource rich, and I believe not only is it it's a forward base for additional expansion. I don't think that President Putin really has in the next, in between now and when he leaves the position as president of Russia, that he is going to stop the sort of expansion of how he sees imperial Russia. And so I don't believe that. I think it would be a win for many reasons that are economic. Rare earths, industrial capacity, a lot of the access to the Black Sea that comes with the control of that territory. It really was a powerhouse for the economy. I think a lot of it's been destroyed over the past couple of years. But in terms of what Putin wants, I think it's both power, its projection, and it's economic.